Ladies and gentlemen, this is What's Your Favorite Caribbean Dish? And I'm delighted to say I'm here with B.Chris Music. He's a firefighting saxophonist. So we're going to be chatting about Caribbean food and what he does. He's a firefighter and he plays the sax as well. So first of all, please, Brandon, please say hi to the world.
Good day to everyone, all the viewers, everyone live. Good afternoon. Pleasure to be here.
Blessings, and it's a great honor to have you on the show. Um, as a, we're going to chat about your firefighting, which I'm really interested. You know, you're the first firefighter I've ever really had a true conversation with. You know, so that's going to be interesting for me. And the saxophonist career. You know, but first of all, Caribbean food, my friend, Caribbean food. So where where do you go for your Caribbean dishes? Something that you're going to recommend to friends and family. Where do you go in
So,
Trinidad and Tobago?
Princess Town. Princess Town, there's this place called Zolay's. That would be my favorite spot for roti, curry. And that would be my favorite there above everything.
Okay. Are you actually from South as well?
Am I?
Are you from South?
Repeat? Yes,
Are
I am.
you
I am. I am from Princess Town.
right? Okay. Because as you know, I'm a foreigner basically. Even though I've been here for 15 years, people still class me as a foreigner. Accent it hasn't changed in 15 years and things. But I've always heard that for some reason roti and doubles just taste better in the south. Could you confirm or deny for the people?
Of course. Of course, I could confirm that. Yes, it is better.
Well, yeah, I've heard that a lot. A big argument going on. But all right, so when you go there for your roti, what sort of roti is it that you actually go for? Is it like a meat roti or vegetarian roti?
Yeah, it would be either chicken, duck, or beef. Um, quite simple with it, not much veggies. It would be the chana, potato, um, mango. Not so much into the pumpkin and all the rest of stuff. And maybe a mother-in-law, pepper.
Okay. And where exactly is it in the south? How would the people find it?
This is in Princestown, in the town itself, in a street called Market Street.
Right.
Yeah, you would
Okay.
see all the signage there.
Right. Right. All right. So that's where you go for your roti. What other
That's it
sort of
there.
Caribbean dishes do you go for and where?
Um, Other Caribbean dishes would be like provision, yam, cassava, sweet potatoes, um, the chicken as well, or as we say, wild meat. Yeah, wild meat. Yeah. So the maniku, the putti, the tattoo. Yeah. And but those things, I mean, not buy it on the outside, but make it.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So you don't really, apart from roti, you don't really eat outside um for any of your Caribbean food.
Um. Yeah. Not much. More or less when I have to. You will pick up the quick fast food because you're on the go. You have to get something, some sort of fuel. So yeah, you will pick up the average fast food
But
once
when
you
you
can
say
get.
fast food, you mean international fast food or Caribbean fast food?
That would be international fast food, if I have to be honest, because those are the things that readily available like everywhere. So it's in your face right there. So it's the easiest thing and most convenient thing to pick up when you're on the go.
Yeah. Right. I hear that. I find that especially in the evening time, it's a lot easier to get like fast food than it is Caribbean food in the evening. But me personally, during the day, if I had the choice, I'm always hunting down like Creole or Indian food. That's me. That's me. I don't care. I prefer that over the fast food. I know the convenience of the fast food is nice, but for me, the taste and the little extra time, yeah.
Yeah, that's just how it is because apart from working at my day job, yeah, so most of the events where it relates to the saxophone would be more so in the night, in the afternoon, where all the normal Creole shops, the Indian shops will be closed. And when I get hungry, you don't have a choice really but to, eat what available so that you can carry out your function.
Do you think if the Creole and the Indian places were open later, do you think you would choose that over the fast food, or would you still go
Of
for the
course,
fast food?
of course.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. Yeah.
So
Depending
have
on
you?
where I am, depending on where I am, there are
Uh-huh.
certain places you could get like a roti in the night, and that's what I know of. That would be in Marabella or St. James.
Right.
It may
Okay.
have, but I don't know any of the the places that sells at night.
The one in Marabella, by chance, is that opposite the KFC?
That is right.
Right. Nisi, the girl we interviewed the other day, she recommended that roti place. I believe
Yeah,
it's called Hot on the Spot. I think. I
that's
think
right.
that's the name of it. But like she says, yeah, they specifically sell at night, which you don't really find a lot of roti places doing.
Right, right. So that's for people like myself.
Okay, well, so since you're into roti, are there any other roti places that you might recommend?
In Port of Spain, in Center City Mall. I'm not sure of the name of the spot in the mall, but there's a place upstairs there.
Right.
There's pretty good as well. Other
So
than
that's
that,
Center City
I
Mall.
haven't heard any in the east or because I heard of persons talking about the hot shots and the sherries and things, but
Right.
I haven't heard any.
Okay. But when you go into Center City Mall, you go up the stairs. The place is to your left or to your right as you walk down the forecourt.
Uh, yeah, as soon as you reach up the stairs there, it's on your right. As soon as you reach up,
Oh, right. Okay. So it's basically the first one on your right, yeah?
that's right.
Right. All right. Well, we'll check that out and find out that information so the people at least know the name of the place. Have you been to any other Caribbean islands? And if so, have you tasted any of their food?
No, not as yet. I haven't traveled as yet. So hopefully within this year and coming years, that is something that could be on the cards there.
Right. So give me three Caribbean islands that you would like to go to and why?
Um, One would be Barbados, one Jamaica, and maybe Bahamas. Um, and reasons being for the first and the last. Um, because of social media, the advertisement that they put out, it looks really nice. I'm a beach person, love the beach. So the beaches there, the whole scenery looks really, really nice. So, I always wanted to go over there. And Bahamas, there's I think there's Atlantis they call it. That always looks so nice. So it always was my dream to go there. And Jamaica, more or less the same thing, the scenery, the beaches, but more so music.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so Jamaica will be a little of the both.
So far, like those seem to be the most popular islands where people want to go to, or if they haven't been to, they're looking forward to going somewhere in the Caribbean. Those three islands seems to be the ones that the guests choose the most, you know. My father went to Jamaica. I've never been. I'm so jealous. I want to go, but just for the experience, you know. Right? Yeah. Okay. So,
Yeah.
um, well, we might as well talk now about you, yourself, and your firefighting, your saxophonist career. First, let's talk about the firefighting because, like, to me, that amazes me. Like, for the simple bravery, and as I say, I'm not in really much interaction with firefighters. You're the first one I've ever spoken to. But for me personally, there seems to be a general respect um, with firefighters, like for their bravery, you know. And I'm not trying to say anything about the other firefighters. Everyone is brave and in that field of work. But firefighters to go into like burning houses and you know you're going in there to save lives, yes, but I mean, we had a fire down here the other day, and like you get reasonably close to that, and you feel the heat. It was a bushfire. But yes, the bravery, man. What made you want to be a firefighter?
Um, I cannot say it was one of those things that was a lifelong dream and whatnot. The opportunity more or less presented itself. I am one that, believes that, you know, wherever I have to be in life, God will direct you and you will be there. Because of, my beliefs and whatnot, I believe that, God made it that I am there. I am to be a firefighter. So, I believe that He was the one that chose the path for me. About the job, yes, as everyone knows, it is a high risk job. And yes, you could leave to go to work and not come back home, you know. Once you understand as a person what the job, the risk it entails, you would know afterwards how to maneuver and ensure your personal safety as well. Yeah, there were a couple nights and a couple events that had me thinking, ooh, like this is it here, boy. This is it. Like I feel like, although I'm not ready. I'm not ready to go, but I feel it, and then because of, your teaching and your skill and your co-workers, you're able to maneuver and pull through and everyone reach back to the station safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recently, I watched a film. I don't know whether you've seen it, King of Staten Island. Um, and I watched it because I love the actor Bill Burr. He makes me laugh. But it wasn't really a comedy, but it was kind of amusing and did have some serious points in there about firefighting. It's the only firefighting movie I've watched really. But what's your favorite? What's your favorite firefighting movie?
There's one called Backdraft, and there's even a series on TV that shows Chicago Fire. Yeah, these shows tend to give you a pretty good idea as to what happens. Um, I think where the general public is concerned is something that, especially Trinidad, some may have the perception that firefighters here don't do nothing. They say we cook and play cards, you know. But that is further from the truth. We do work. A lot of the things that happen may not be as advertised or put out there, but there's a lot of things that do happen more often than the public thinks.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I suppose like when you're waiting around, like if you haven't got a call, you'd have to do so many things in the station, like maintain equipment. Uh, I can imagine you're keeping yourselves busy with drills, etc. Um, reading up on stuff as well. But you must have some downtime as well, you know?
that is right.
Yeah.
As any other job, you must have a bit of downtime. And you're quite correct. If it is, we don't have an actual call. We do drills, we do lectures, we exercise as well when the afternoon come. You maintain the equipment, you wash back the vehicles, all these things. So yeah.
What? So if you could change one thing at your station, anything, what would you implement for the better?
That would be the equipment first and foremost. I think that we really do need updated and better equipment to better carry out and serve the country. That would be number one priority there, serving the country. And after that, I think that the surroundings, the station itself needs a bit of a facelift as well.
Right.
So yeah, because the firefighters' surroundings and comfort is important as well for a better mental state.
Yeah, so true, so true. And you're so important. And as I say, like the other day, I did call the fire brigade for, it was a bushfire. It wasn't really affecting my house, more like my neighbors down the road. And the bushfire died down a bit. I called them back, said, yeah, don't bother, it's dying down. And then a few hours later, it raised up again. I said, no, come. And they came and dealt with it. They dealt with it properly.
So what I like that you did, when you called and then you realize the fire died down, you said don't bother. That is very important, because sometimes when that happens and the time we take to reach to your location and the fire dies down, somebody else will call at a completely opposite location. So you have to rush from one point to the next to deal with that also. So when you, as a caller, could say, it eases up or it slows down, it makes our job easier to assist other persons.
Yeah, I can imagine, because you're already stretched as resources, you're stretched.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
So if you had to like implement a new system, say imagine you're chief fire officer, for example. If you had to implement a new system throughout the whole of Trinidad, would it be what you suggested for your station? Just the upgrade of equipment?
Yes, upgrading equipment and communication. So with both there, upgrading communication, then the scenarios could reach to us at a more timely manner, so we can assist you, the public, better. Sometimes because of, well, let us say, faulty networks and all these different things, it is be a bit of a problem to reach us sometimes. Sometimes even for us to reach out to the public as well. So once the communication bridge is fixed, the equipment, can't stress enough about that. Once those problems are fixed, then it should be practically smooth sailing from there.
Right. Yeah, I just really want to thank you and your station and all the firefighters in Trinidad and Tobago and around the world. What you guys do, fam, is really, really courageous.
You're
So,
most welcome.
saxophone player. I just had a listen on your website. I heard a sexual healing rendition, which was fantastic. There was a Chris Brown song as well that you did.
That's
And
right.
there was another. This one had a video. One of Destra's tunes.
Uh, that would be the
Really.
Jamaican guy, Dexter Dapp.
Yeah, Dexter Daps, right? Oh, I thought. Sorry, I thought it was Destra.
Yeah, that's Dexter.
Right, yeah. Man, you could play, man.
Thanks a lot.
So which came first, firefighting or sax?
Uh, firefighting.
Oh,
Sax followed right after. Right after.
all right. Okay. So why the sax?
Actually, again, it chose me. And I could explain that. So I go to church as well, and it started where I was home thinking to myself, this would be a nice instrument to play off of hearing a melody on the radio. So I was like to myself, this would be a nice instrument to learn, and was just a thought. So the following Sunday, I went to church and the pastor shook my hand. He was like, you want to play music? So I was like, how you know that and who told you that? He was like, nobody, but I saw it, right? So he gave me an instrument and he said, well, that is you there, start to learn. And as soon as I got it, I actually learned to mount the instrument up on YouTube. I had no one to teach me as yet. So within that, everything kind of came quickly, where the teacher was like, you played music somewhere before. And I was like, nah. Just like, well, they could fool me because nobody who now pick up an instrument learns that quickly.
Wait, so
So
the instrument he gave you, the priest gave you, was a saxophone.
that's right.
Wow. I mean, that's not like a flute or a tambourine or something. A saxophone is, because I used to check out some of the prices in London. A saxophone is an expensive piece of musical equipment.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Well,
is.
big up that priest, because yeah,
Yes.
from what I heard, as I say, you could play. So sorry, please continue with your story.
Yeah. So upon learning and whatnot, I had one of my dad's friend. He passed and he saw me mounting up the instrument and he was like, "Hey, I think I could see you on the Independence Parade already." Little did he know, he died now. Rest in peace. Little did he know that the following year I was on the Independence Parade with fire service. Yeah, and even that was a story on its own, where they told me that they needed extra musicians for the band, and here am I, don't even know how to play this thing as yet, and the director is there handing me sheets of music, like you need to learn this and you need to learn this, and then you need to learn this by heart, and then there was a military tattoo where the band had to put on a display, so you need to learn to play this and learn the dance moves too as well. And I was like, music galore, where I would be in the station there at Mover before the personnel came in to practice. I would be there practicing. Lunchtime when they're off, I practicing. After they leave, I practicing. Till in the night, I waking up and hearing music in my head. Like it's so much surrounding there that you can't even sleep. And because of that dedication, I was able to learn everything and pull it off. So with everything that was happening, I saw that those steps were guided because the supernatural was achieved then. What the norm is was not that. I came in, learn everything, and I cannot take credit for that. That has to be God.
Bless, yeah, true. So can I ask, when he gave you the sheet music, did you already know how to read music?
I knew basic, but then there were the other band members and the other saxophonists were there. So they helped, and as soon as they helped, I would practice what they helped. So the repetition it made it stick. It made it easier.
Right. Okay. And I remember when I was a kid, I wanted to get into music. I started off with violin lessons, and I loved it. And music was an option that you had to take. It wasn't compulsory, and my parents wouldn't let me take music. And to this day, I'm really gutted about that because, like, I really, I'm so I'm no good at music at all. I'm no good at it, but I believe if I went to the classes, I would have had more of an understanding. You
Never too
know?
late to start. Never too late to start.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm past that now, personally. But
Yeah.
yeah. What would you say to a parent who basically was like my parents was not interested because like some parents think that music waste of time. It's a fun thing. It's a dead end road thing. You're just wasting your time when you could be studying something like geography or history or something like that. What would you say to parents whose children want that? God,
That right there is a common how to say, a common lack of knowledge on the part of some people, misinformation. A lot of people don't know. So they would say these things. But I could say that music for me, it does help a lot because it is a paying job. I myself benefiting from it right now, and the better you get, the more you increase in your skill and network and all these things, it grows. So like take for instance, uh like to play like the national anthem or one song, which is like let me say 2 minutes for is the national anthem. And the average song, let me say, is about three 3 minutes, 3 minutes, a couple seconds, right? And you could charge at minimum 500 per song. So you just made $500 in a space of 2 or 3 minutes. So, and that's like I say, as at minimum, bare minimum. But there are persons that charge more. So, like on a good season like Carnival and whatnot, right? Where some shows they get paid like $1,000, 1,500 per show and these things. At the end of the night, doing a couple shows, you could go home with, let me say, around $3,000 to $5,000. That's for one night.
yeah, there is. There seems to be like there is sort of certain money on in that.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
But on the flip side, though, what would you say to a parent whose child asks them, yeah, they want to be a firefighter?
Um, yeah, I would encourage them as well, just the same way. Um, what I would say though is make sure this is what you want, understand what you're getting yourself into, understand the pros and cons about it, the risk factor, and as long as they okay with it, which they will be okay once they educate themselves enough. It is an honorable job. So yeah, I would encourage them to push forward with it. Yeah.
So, how did the people get in touch with B.Chris Music? What social media links have you got
So
for them?
right. So on Facebook, you could get me at Brandon Christopher, right? On Instagram, it's b.chris_music. TikTok, b.chris_music. And phone number 783-4158. That's 868-783-4158. Email Brandon Christopher 59 at gmail.com.
Cool. Now you're giving the full
Yeah,
works.
that's
Normally people don't give the phone number and the email and things, but yeah, you're giving everything. Blessings.
everything, everything.
Yeah. So I'm gonna subscribe to all your channels after this podcast. I'm gonna subscribe to your Instagram right now, and I encourage all the viewers, please subscribe. It's really fantastic music he's doing. Out there. I saw a photograph of you with the saxophone, and you was next to a motorbike. But the way you was holding the saxophone, it looked like you was holding a gun, you know. But obviously it wasn't. But that photo to me was so powerful. It had a message in there as well, you know. What, what is the connection with you and motorbikes as well?
I do ride motorbikes as well. Yes, yes. I ride bikes for the service. So we do escorts for like parades and like dignitaries, and then there's the lighter side to it where there's taking correspondence from one office to the next, one ministry to the next, that kind of thing. Letters, documents, on the lighter side of it. So yeah, I am a cyclist as well.
Do you ever go down to Wallafield and race?
No,
Right. Is that
no, no,
something? Is that something you might look into, or is that a no?
no, no. I have other hobbies, um, but that racing is not one of them.
Right. Okay. Okay. And I understand that because, like, some of them things that them motorcyclists and rally guys, them speedboat guys do, what they do, I haven't got the belly for. No way. No way. Me personally. Okay. Have you got any shout outs that you want to say to the people? Any sponsors or any people that you want to pick
um,
up?
yeah, that I would keep that simple. Um, I have a manager, Alex. I would like to shout him out as well. And all the viewers and everybody locked in, everybody who supported us far. The thing with that is when you start to call names and you forget names, people just get vexed with you. So I just play it safe and not call names. I would call Alex name because he is my manager and he is a main player here. So, beyond that, I will take the safe route.
Well, blessings, Brandon. It was fantastic having you on the show. And learning about like your love for Roti, but also to hear about your firefighting and your saxophone playing. It's a real pleasure having you on the show. Thank you
Pleasure
so
being
much.
here. You're welcome.
Blessings.
Thanks
You
for
have a
having me.
wonderful day.